Today is January 18th, 2017. I am your host, Alex Fuse. You are listening to a brand new Feuzion News episode. I have a very special guest on tonight. I mean, the janitor here at 104.5 ESPN Studios could not come on tonight.
Oh, I thought I was the janitor.
So, Jeff Levack, host of Levack and Guys, is on my show tonight. So, Levack, how are you doing tonight?
Great, man. Just a big show today. Had some fun. The Hall of Fame ballot came out.
Yeah,
and as always, you're a big help when you're
thank you.
Behind the scenes making sure everything happens.
Yeah, so I have to ask you, what do you think about the 2017 class of this Hall of Fame this year?
It's funny because they're all guys that I watched growing up. You know, I watched Bagwell, I watched Tim Raines, and Pudge has always been one of my favorites because the way he played. But it kind of loses me a little bit. It doesn't have that star quality I was kind of hoping for. Like there's years you look at that and you go like Mike Piazza was a star.
Right.
There's not that guy. I'm not driving to Cooperstown for it.
Right.
And I would drive to Cooperstown just because it's Sunday. So
Yeah.
that's it's nice. They're good players, but you still got Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens at the top of that thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now with this Yankee team, there's a Yankee on the ballot as well, so Yankee fans have to be a little excited about that. And with this rookie team, the Yankees coming in, we got Greg Bird. He was a rookie last year, and Aaron Judge. So what do you take of this Yankee team? We also got Gary Sanchez, and now Brian McCann got traded to the Astros over the offseason. So now Gary Sanchez will be the starter catcher come April. So what do you think about the 2017 New York Yankees?
A lot of hope. A lot of hope. Look, you've only known me for a little while, Alex, but I will find a reason to believe that this is the year we're going to win another World Series every year. I like what I see out of this team. There's a lot of excitement. Gary Sanchez, if he can do anything even close to what he did last year, he's going to be phenomenal. Austin Romine becomes the backup because, as you said, McCann gets a chance to go start, which I thought was a good thing to do. Bird scares me a little bit. He was in the Arizona Fall League. He didn't play a position. He just DH'd. So that's, is he going to be able to play first base? That's been a prevailing problem with the team, for years now. But after that, so young, so talented. If Clint Frazier gets out there, I might go crazy. I might throw my bra at Clint Frazier. It might happen. I've never loved a ginger before the way I love this ginger. So I'm in love with Clint Frazier. I'll admit it. That's fine. And we can waive the rules. He doesn't have to shave.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Now your co-host Gaz absolutely loves the Arizona Fall League, and we'll go across the town and we'll talk about the Mets. And you know why the Mets are set for the future? Because
Pitching.
they got Tim Tebow.
Oh yes. Well, I was going to say pitching, but yes,
Yes.
you went to a whole other plane of existence. When you've got Jesus in cleats, you are doing well. I mean, is he gonna play? I don't know, but is he fun to talk about, and is he going to make them exciting in the rumble pony level? Absolutely, and he's good. He's good for any sport because you talk about it. Like people I know who've never watched a baseball game in their life. Hey, what do you think's gonna happen with Tebow and the Mets? Absolutely nothing. But you know what? You've asked, so I'll pretend it's going to be exciting.
Yeah. One thing that bothers me about Tim Tebow is he was still a college football analyst with ESPN when after he announced that he was going to choose baseball and play with the Mets. And he was on Sunday, covering college football. And it was like, you chose baseball. And now if you're going to choose baseball, you got to be committed.
It's a part-time job. It's like Bo Jackson, a little baseball, a little football. It's just he's the announcer. I think that tells you that realistically everybody knows this is a publicity stunt. This is a kid who physically is just more gifted than most people you'll ever meet. But at the same time, that doesn't guarantee your immediate success at baseball. They love him on the SEC network. He's, I've never met him, which is probably good because something tells me he'd curse me. But everybody I know who's ever met Tebow loves him. Great guy, salt of the earth. Everything he pretends to be, he is. Or, he's not going to be – let's put it like this. If he's on the Mets roster, the big league roster, at any point in the next 2 to 3 years, they are big problems for the Mets. You better hope that pitching's stellar because you're going to lose a lot of games.
And you know what team that does not have any big problems that looks like in their future? The New England Patriots. And they played this Sunday. So I have to ask you, what are your thoughts on the Patriots? Do you think they need to be afraid of the Steelers team?
Everybody should be afraid of that Steelers team.
Okay.
They can score on any play. When you've got Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben, who I still think is soft, but he's got a big arm and he can get down the field. they can outscore anybody. They didn't score a single touchdown against Kansas City, and Belichick's picking that tape apart, figuring out how that worked out. But they can change the game in one play. So you got to be afraid of them. And Belichick's pulling the usual Belichick, Sith Lord. I would say Jedi, but he's clearly evil. There is no home field advantage. Ask Kansas City and Dallas. Just all his normal stuff, like downplaying how good they are. So the Patriots, if they believe the press clippings, could get beat, but I just can't see Belichick letting that happen.
And you know who else is afraid of the New England Patriots? The commissioner, Roger Goodell. So now Roger Goodell said he's going to be watching the Falcons game for the second week in a row and not going to Gillette Stadium, and he has not been there since Deflategate.
Today is the 2-year anniversary of Deflategate, by the way.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
I did not know that.
Anything bad for the Patriots. As the leader of Patriot Nation, I know that stuff.
I wonder if anyone got Tom Brady an anniversary football today.
Just deflate it.
Yeah.
Like when he blows it, it just blows across the room because there's no air in it.
So what do you think about Roger Goodell not showing up at this Patriot game?
That's just smart. I mean, if you're going to freeze your butt off in New England, you better at least be loved. I'm going to go to Atlanta where it's nice. I'm going to get a Home Depot card or two from Arthur Blank. It's going to be I'll be well received, as well as he can be. But he can't go to New England. He just can't. It'd be foolish. It's sad that the commissioner of a league has to avoid one of his places, but he'll wait. He'll wait till the draft in Philadelphia. That's where he'll get booed. He'll wait. He's not going to go ahead and do it at New England.
So I know we're in the third week of the NFL playoffs this weekend. So are your predictions still intact, or did you have the Dallas Cowboys like a lot of America did?
All right. So my before the season started predictions, I had my AFC side is fine. I had New England and I had Pittsburgh. My NFC side, I didn't even have Dallas. Before the season started, I didn't even have them winning the East. I thought the Giants would step up the way they did. I just didn't realize somebody would step up better. I thought it was going to be a good year for Arizona and Carolina before the season started, and they were so bad this year that I just stopped making predictions. But as of last week, I had Dallas winning that game. I picked the Packers plus the points. Try saying that 5 times fast. But I had Dallas winning it.
Okay. See, I had the Dallas and the Patriots, the Cowboys and the Patriots in the Super Bowl this year,
right,
with the Patriots winning. So I still got my Patriots winning the Super Bowl,
you're still alive. You're afloat.
Yeah,
I'm not, and I've hated the Falcons all year long. So I'm not going to change that now. So now I'm Patriots Packers. And let the two best quarterbacks go toe-to-toe and see what happens.
Okay, now we'll wrap up that sports part, and we'll talk a little about your show with Gaz. And when you first came on board here at 104.5 The Team, you were hosting with Armin Williams, right?
Yep, yeah. I actually was off the air for a while. Armin brought me back on the air. I was working on our country station. New boss comes in, didn't think he said my sound was too locker roomy for a female dependent station, even though they seemed to like me. But so I was off the air. I was technically Armin's boss. Armin said, "Do you want to talk sports?" The only thing is I'd be your boss, and I was like, I don't care. Armin was always a great guy, and that title doesn't mean much to me. I never listen to my bosses. I don't expect you guys to listen to me. So I said we started doing that show. We did it for almost 2 years. And a lot of fun. Learned a ton. Now he's out in Denver, and I'm here dealing with you fools.
Now you also, right after Armin left, Bob Wolf came on, and you had that. How was that? I know it was probably different for you compared to Armin. So what was that like working with Wolf?
Well, it's funny because when Armin was here, not to bore anybody with how it works, he was the one chair. He ran the board, he ran the mics. I sat there and just said stupid things. So when he left, I had to move over to that role. But my very first job in radio was an intern for Wolf, who was the one chair on his show. So now the first guy I ever saw run the one chair, I got to run the one chair for. But he was at a different place in his life. He wanted to give it a try. He wanted to see if his fan of sports would be enough to make him a sports talk guy, get him back into radio that way. It just wasn't. We've got our sister station Q103 down the hall, and I think if they put him on that station, he's probably doing great. But it just wasn't a good fit. And the harder it was for he and I to mix together on the air, the more we used Gaz. And it got to the point where I was just like, you know what, if that's going to be the case, if Gaz is going to do everything, let's just make Gaz the co-host. And, Wolf, he's doing other things now. I'm sure he's doing well. He's a survivor. That's what he is. That's what he does. And now somehow I'm stuck with Gaz.
But how is that working with the guys? Because you guys have that great chemistry like you had with Armin. So I love listening to the station when I'm not here. So
good, smart answer. Gaz is perfect because, long story short, Gaz had his own morning show out in Syracuse before he came here, and Armin and I were. Our show, for whatever reason, was clicking in the industry. So, like, locally we were doing okay. You were getting some listeners, getting, some advertisers. But some of the stuff we were doing was getting, picked up and used in other places. So he had heard about it, got the opportunity. We put out that we needed a new producer. Our old producer works in TV now. He's doing awesome. And he took a step back to be producer, to come learn from us, work with us. So basically, I mean, long story longer, I've been grooming Gaz to be my co-host, whether I knew it or not, for almost 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And then when he sat down across from me, he's really good at booking guests. I'm trying to get him to let you guys do some more of that because I know you do a lot for your show here. Yeah. He's really good at booking guests. He doesn't let anything get to him. So, like, that's perfect because I say stuff sometimes, and I don't necessarily mean to be I was going to swear. I don't know if you swear on the show. I don't mean to be the jerk that I am sometimes, but like if I think something's funny, I say it. Like same with my kid. I got a 13-year-old daughter. The rule in the house is if it's going to be rude, it better be funny. So like there'll be times she'll say stuff and I'll look at her and I'll be like, oh, if I didn't laugh, I would. No car when you're 16, but dang it, I laughed. So you can have it when you're 15. So that's just that's how I live. So the fact that he can roll with all that, and the days where, the ego monster comes out. It's not, a lot of it's an act, but some of it, sometimes I get a little puffy. And you either have to be able to put me where I belong, which is not easy for a lot of people, or you have to be able to roll with it and laugh at it. And he rolls with it and laughs at it. And I'm really looking forward to our Super Bowl trip. I think this show is good right now, but I think after a week together in Houston, the sky's the limit. I think he and I could really do something special, especially, here in Albany. Yeah,
definitely. And you talked a little about the producer and Matt Woods. He was on my show a few days ago. Unfortunately, it was before you.
Yeah, everybody's before me. Like, what the, what am I, scary? What, I mean,
no, I just,
just don't like me. Okay, that's fine. That's cool.
Well, Woods had everything great to say about you and Armin, and I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on Matt Woods?
Oh, he's such a piece of crap. No, Woodsy was probably, if not the best, top 3 interns we've ever had. He came in the building, wanted to learn, had no interest in being on the air, which, believe it or not, helps. Because there's a lot of people who come in here. I mean, you have this, and this is, I think this is great. I think this is going to serve you really, really well.
Thank you.
But some of the kids come in here and they're like, okay, so I've been an intern for 3 days. When do I get a show? And he came in here and he's like, how do I help? How do I learn? What do I write? What do I do? And he's a really, really good writer. So we took advantage of that. We used that. We taught him other stuff. And now he has his own soccer show we're going to start putting together. We're doing it online. We're going to hopefully fill it in, on the weekends at some point as it grows. I mean, he's still learning because he never did any of the voice stuff, and that takes reps. I've been doing this for 20 years and I finally have the job I want. So that he's come a long way. Good kid, great intern. Just like if there was a class on how to be a good intern, he should teach it.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't let him hear this guy. I don't want to talk to him.
Well, he's been teaching me every time I've come in here as an intern, and
you should forget that. You're probably ahead of him. In case he hears it, I got to make sure
Yeah, but he's taught me great things, and I love interning here. It's been almost 6 months already.
That long, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Started first week of September, so almost. Wow. Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, and I'll be helping out a lot during.
You haven't jumped
Super Bowl
off the roof
week.
yet. That's like a record.
Yeah.
I think right now.
So before we wrap up this Feuzion News interview, I want you to talk about your most embarrassing moment on air.
Oh, geez. I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, as you guys know, it's a joke, but I can't remember names. I can't remember names. So on like sports talk, it's usually I say the wrong name, and that's pretty bad. Wow, it's hard. What I think I go back to my rock days, back on the Edge. Q 103 used to be the Edge. It was an awesome rock station. Had a blast on it all the time. But we did a lot of what we do here, where you just talk. You're just you. You don't overplan. Just be yourself. Hang out with the people on the air. And Morozic was the jock before me. I was doing nights. He was doing middays, or no, I'm sorry, afternoons. And we used to always have a great crossover. So he's like, "Hey, what'd you do this week?" And I'm like, drank some beers, played asshole on the air. And we just stopped and looked at each other. And I don't know if you swear on this, but you have to bleep that.
It doesn't matter.
And I'm like, I was hot. Like, I was instantly hot. Like your skin. Because, here I am. I'm 21. It's my first full-time air shift. And I'm awesome. Just ask me. And it probably sucked. But I did just enough to stay alive. And here I am swearing on the air. Fortunately, nobody caught it. Aside from that, I'm trying to think. So many little things. When I was on Pix 106, I had to dress as Mimi from the Drew Carey Show for a TV show. I got that one. I've had my ribs broken by a bull on air. Walked down a building. I'm afraid of heights. I'm surprised I didn't pee myself. You name it. Anything for the show. Anything entertaining, I'm in. Let's do it. Let's have fun. And I try to do something every year that I've never done before or have never thought of doing. I think it keeps you fresh, keeps you on top of things, and we always, every show I've ever been on, every station I've ever been on, the good of the show clause. So even if it sucks for you, if it's really, really good for the show, you still have to do it.
Okay.
So the good of the show clause has put me in some very bad places. Very bad. Very embarrassing.
We'll see what happens in 2017, right?
Well, I think Gaz is starting to learn how to use the good of the show clause. Like, so far I've used it against him. I'm afraid of when he figures out how to use it for his own benefit, I might be in trouble.
Like the Arizona Fall League update. Like, that is the best for the show.
How did that even happen?
I don't know.
That's, I was excited because Yankee season's over. Mm-hmm. This is literally how it came to pass. All the good Yankees are in the Arizona Fall League. Greg Bird's trying to rehab his shoulder. Gleyber Torres is down there. This one, that one. Caprillian's pitching. So I'm just like, one day I just saw it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a quick little, just let everybody know how they're doing. And guys got so pissed off. And I'm sitting there going, oh, now this is every day. like, if you're going to get this mad, I am going to do it. And then everybody responded to it. So, look forward to more Arizona Fall League updates. Yeah. If the Yankees are there, I'll find a way to talk about it.
Okay, Levack, thanks for coming on my show tonight. Man. And where can the fans follow you on Twitter and read your blogs?
At the Jeff Levack on Twitter. And everybody says I'm arrogant for that. There's actually a Jeff Levack out there. He's like a truck driver in Canada.
Oh, wow.
And he got the Twitter before me. And the blogs, 1045theteam.com. Those are the two places that are the most active, have the most fun. Right now, there's there's a couple stupid things up there right now. I just look for stupid stuff because it's fun. Like, everybody's gonna post, the best dunk you've ever seen and whatever it is. So like I look for like Mike Tyson rapping about Soulja Boy and what was the one today? Ryan Lochte with the power bar thing where he wants a clean start. I think it's hysterical. I think he's finally growing up and realizing he's made himself into a joke. Let's have fun with it.
Yeah.
So go check those out, and that's usually what I blog about. That or videos where I'm just rambling about something stupid, as per usual.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you again for coming on my show
Thanks
tonight.
for having me, man.
Okay, Fuse Nation, come back tomorrow. I will be interviewing Lights Camera Jackson. We'll see what he has to say about the movies in 2017 and also the voice of the Yankees Bleacher Creatures, Bald Vinny. Thanks for listening. I will see you tomorrow.